We are smack dab in the middle of below freezing temperatures outside. My customer contacted me and said she wanted me to do a wash, clay, and wax on her Versa. Now, I'm not sure the last time this vehicle was washed, and it does look like it's stored outside under a tree. She told me that when her husband detailed it last, he did a clay bar treatment on it, and it cleaned the paint up beautifully. I think we're going to need something a little bit more than just a clay bar treatment to clean up this paint. We're either dealing with severe oxidation or single-stage white paint, but there's not much reflection, a ton of dirt and film that actually looks like it's stained the paint, and a lot of rail dust that is starting to pit into the paint. We don't have a drain, and we don't have access to free-flowing water here in my garage. We've been testing out various tools and pieces of equipment to try to make detailing dirtier vehicles easier, and today I think we're going to need something a little bit more than what we've been working with to tackle all of this heavy dirt. So let's see if we can find any tools that will make handling dirt at this level a little bit easier. As a professional detailer, I did recommend that we polish the paint and remove the oxidation, but she decided to forego that because of a limited budget. So we're going to do what we can to remove the dirt and staining and try to clean up this paint.
So this winter, my goal is to try to find as efficient of a process as possible to wash my customers' vehicles inside of my garage. Now, we've done a few videos demonstrating for you guys these awesome new tools that we added to my arsenal. Started off with this, and honestly, I feel like we've been like baby stepping from like baby bear to maybe mama bear, and today I have a feeling we're gonna be trying out Papa Bear.
So with this, we've got a 90-watt motor, 116 PSI, so not as powerful as our Fanttik, which is 220 PSI. We have rated pressure of 90 PSI. Max flow is 1.5 gallons, rated flow 0.8 gallons. This was, the Fanttik, I believe, was 0.6 gallons per minute with the rated flow. The Fanttik has a 10-foot hose length. This has a 20-foot hose length. Higher water capacity, we have 3.2 gallons with our Fanttik, 5.3 with our SunJoe. The Fanttik is gonna run you around $138. This actually ran me around $99. I think maybe around there. I'll put the Amazon link in the picture right over here over my face. But this obviously I think is more affordable, more water. All right, so here's our battery, clearly. So the battery does actually have a meter on the front to show the battery life. It looks like it comes with 2 bars, so we're gonna get that charged. Essentially, you put your battery in here. So we have a stopper here that basically, when not in use, plug that up so that your water does not spill out. But before we fill it up, we're gonna get our hose connected. We do have 2 options for spraying. We have kind of like a shower head. You can see we've got little holes all over it. If you wanna actually shower while on the go, or maybe you have a pet, you wanna rinse them off. I actually could see this being used if we go to the beach to rinse feet off before we get in the vehicle to keep sand out of my car. We might actually use this quite a bit this summer, but we're gonna be using the sprayer option. Get our battery connected. Basically, you turn it on and off here, fill it up with water. So I like the fact that they actually provide storage options. Wouldn't say it's perfect, but it at least holds it. We don't have to keep our sprayer head attached. It's hard, even if you want to take this to the automatic car wash or one of the car wash bays, it is more secure to fill up. So we're gonna actually fill this up with water, and we're gonna let our battery charge just a little bit more, and then we're gonna put this to use to see how this compares to what I experienced with the Fanttik. Okay, it's a little bit heavier than I thought. We're gonna slide this puppy in, okay? And so we're gonna do that one more time to prevent water ejecting all over the place. Push, and then push again, okay? Now let's try this. Hey, look at there. No more leaking. Okay, so don't do what Chelsea does and just kind of haphazardly click it on. Push it in until you feel it click in place. It'll be really snug. To remove it, we do have a quick disconnect. Don't do that. Again, don't do that.
right? Because you're just gonna leak water all over the place. So when you wanna take this hose off, turn the unit off, and then put the plug in place. Now we just have a little bit more water to clean up on the floor. Good God, we are being completely transparent with how mechanically just not gifted I am, folks. But you're gonna learn from my mistakes, so you're welcome. But I wanna very quickly demonstrate for you guys the differences between these 3 units. For those of you that might be wondering, which one should I buy? So we could say that this is our baby bear. We have nice mist setting, all the way down to a very nice jet stream. Smaller water capacity, but a nice hard plastic shell that you can transport this and it be watertight. Then we have our Fanttik, higher water capacity, but flexible. So you do have to be careful, not watertight, but you can see we have our 20-degree tip, 20-degree angled, 40-degree. You can even use a foam cannon with this, and this is our 0-degree. I think this could actually remove green algae or mildew from wood and possibly remove paint from like a flaking vehicle. This has really, I'm not putting my hand in front of it. It's 220 PSI. Personally, I think the 20-degree tip is all we really need. But really nice force with this, but it does have its limitations. We take the hard capacity of this, the higher water volume of this, and I think that's where we get our SunJoe. Now, when we want to use this is our jet stream. Now, if we want to kind of turn this, you have more of a fan mist. I think this is very equivalent to the fan mist that we have with the NB8 spray on the go. The jet stream, I would say, is a touch more powerful than this unit, but this obviously is gonna have way more force than our SunJoe unit. I do think it's also making a little bit of a mess too, whereas the pressure from that, it's more condensed. I don't feel like I have as much splatter. So personally, how would I use these in my system? Well, I think honestly, I could use this to pre-spray with a rinseless wash when we have light maintenance, do tires and wheels, and even if I want to take this on the go, take this unit with me. It is not heavy at all once it's full. Nice battery life. So for me, I think that's a great portable unit for rinseless wash, tires and wheels, etc. Even if we want to go to the car wash, take it on the go to the beach, things like that. The Fanttik, I think, is where we're going to be able to tackle heavier dirt with this. We don't have quite as much portability with this. I think that's the biggest limitation. Whereas this, we have actually 2 spray settings. I can take this off, put kind of a shower head setting on if I want to take this to the beach, camping, to the pool. If my kids are dirty, before they get in, rinse them off, keep all that dirt out of my vehicle. And even if I want to do a higher pressure cleaning with the Fanttik and then rinse everything off, have higher capacity water volume, so that way I can do a very quick and powerful rinse with this. I think that's where this is going to be convenient. So I may not necessarily even need to use the spray on the go. This might just be for me personally to do my own vehicles in and out, get this portable. So for me, I think honestly, I'm gonna 2-step this. We're going to maybe pre-spray, rinse with this, and then do our final rinse with this, clean tires and wheels with this. So I think between these 2, we're gonna have the water capacity and the force that we need to tackle big and small jobs, light soiling to heavy soiling. Now my goal is to try to figure out how to manage the mess and get it cleaned up faster. I think the biggest delay that I'm experiencing right now is my OCD kicks in. I want to clean up all of this water as I'm working. And the way I've been doing that so far has been using my 9-gallon DeWalt Stelsonic wet vac, pulling all of the water towards my vacuum with a squeegee. That way I'm not having to move around on my hands and knees. And it's been working somewhat quickly, but I feel like I can speed that process up even more. So we're using Chemex Heavy Duty in my IK foaming sprayer. We're also going to put some of that on our paint just as kind of a quick pre-spray, and you can see this vehicle has a lot more dirt on it than I anticipated. It does get parked under a tree, and all of that dirt goes right down into their windows. So we're going to be going through quite a bit of water, I have a feeling, on this detail.
Hoping to only have to like clean up all the water once, but we're clearly gonna have to do a very heavy rinse. You know, if I did want to use just this for a vehicle with this level of dirt, let's see. Yeah, it can blast stuff out. You can blast stuff out there. Can it handle blasting out dirt from here? Making a very, very, very big mess. Now let's try our Fanttik. So I feel like on door jams, our Fanttik is gonna actually be more like a pressure washer versus just a sharp jet stream that kind of splatters everywhere. And I do feel like the mess is more containable with this. But we do have nice force with the SunJoe to be even able to blast out all of our seals where our glass goes up against. But I think for door jams and just for pressure, our Fanttik is the way to go.
Normally when it is warmer outside, I will spray door jams down with Superior Products Dark Fury, pressure wash them. That just gets all of the heavy dirt out faster. I normally in the wintertime don't do this, but we had so much dirt that I actually needed to pressure wash them out. So I'm somewhat relieved that I have a way to tackle heavy dirt in my garage and that we're containing all the water and the mess. It is making a little bit of a mess and adding a little bit of time to the detail, but this is actually giving me hope and encouragement, knowing that no matter what level of dirt I encounter on a vehicle, I now have a solution to go after that dirt. Just know it's going to add time to the detail to have to clean up the mess on the containment mat. And I know a lot of you have already sent suggestions on ways that you've been able to manage the mess on your containment mat. We're going to explore some more ways to just be able to manage that in the next few videos. So make sure you guys stay tuned, because I am determined to figure out a way to pressure wash a vehicle inside my garage and quickly clean up all of the mess. Now this did take about 5 to 10 minutes, and this level of water, I did actually fill up my dry vac pretty quickly, and especially with us using Chemex, which is more of a sudsy soap, we did have more foam that filled up my wet dry vac faster. But as we're going around the vehicle, I'm seeing that we have a severe level of staining on this paint. The customer actually did call me and say, because of budget and being so close to Christmas, she was going to pause doing a heavier correction, chasing all of the oxidation, restoring gloss and shine. And she just wanted me to focus on doing a good old wash, clay, and wax. Now, initially, my intent was do a foaming pre-soak, rinse everything off, and then come in and do a rinseless wash, clay, and wax like I normally would. But even after doing my foaming pre-rinse, I'm noticing quite a bit of grit on this paint. And because I can't do as heavy of a correction as I want, and I also don't want to do severe marring on this paint, chasing all the contaminants, I actually ended up using Meguiar's Wash Plus. This is a discontinued soap. It actually has a mild polish or abrasive within it that can kind of scrub the paint a little bit better than just a traditional soap. So we actually did a traditional contact wash with soap and water on this vehicle. And because even after doing that, I still had quite a bit of grit on the paint, we ended up using a iron remover from Wilson Detailing and a clay towel treatment just to go after any of the bonded contaminants, rail dust that was on this paint that unfortunately some of it had actually started to pit into the paint. But we did a really thorough contact wash, chemical decon, clay towel treatment, rinsed all of that off, and you can see with the level of soap and chemical that we have on this paint, our SunJoe sprayer is doing a great job at thoroughly rinsing all of that residue off of the paint. That was probably my biggest concern with doing a heavy wash like this in the garage, and you can see we've now found a solution to that. So I could actually do a normal contact wash with soap bucket and water.
So I just got done doing a super heavy like soap mitt wash on this Nissan Versa. We actually had to use an iron remover and a clay towel. This paint is severely stained. I'm gonna have to polish it because even after doing our decon, the film staining did not go away. So we're just going to do the quickest of a cleaner wax or like a all-in-one to clean up the paint, hopefully remove some of the oxidation. But I wanted to just demonstrate for you guys really quick. This is the Auto Floor Guard containment mat. This is the SUV/truck size. And I have probably vacuumed this up 2 or 3 times already. I've gone through several dozens of gallons of water just because of how dirty this vehicle was. And I think I have found a good way to suck up all the water. For those of you that you're like me, we are learning as we go how to detail in the winter without a drain, without a hose. I'm gonna go into time lapse and do a voiceover, but I wanna explain to you guys how I can quickly clean up the water. I use the term quickly. It's probably gonna take 5 minutes. It does add time to the detail, but I think I have found a way to be able to suck the water up off the containment mat because I need to polish this, and I'm not looking to do like a Disney, cool descendant scene where I'm tap dancing on the boat. And I have a painted floor. I really don't want to be walking around with wet shoes because this is slippery. So we're gonna suck this up real quick. I want to show you guys the tool and attachment with my shop vac that's making quick work of this. Also note, yes, I did get splatter on my floor, but we're gonna be able to tackle all of that as well. All right, so first up, use the claw attachment with your vacuum. That just gives you more suction, and we're gonna actually have this kind of facing like this to scoop the water up. And then we also have a squeegee. You can use the brush if you want to kind of clean the floor mat when you're done, but we're gonna pull the water towards our vacuum.
So I actually had one viewer recommend that I purchase a claw tool like this and actually attach it to the wet vac, leave it in one corner, and just squeegee the water towards that. Now, if you do have a slope to your garage, clearly you're going to be at an advantage where you can just kind of leave it sitting there, push the water towards it, and work clean. But I have a pretty level garage floor, and so I just kind of divide it up by working from the corner to the middle to the opposite corner and pulling the water from one end to the vacuum, using that claw tool kind of reversed so that way I don't have it flat against the containment mat where it's kind of getting stuck to the plastic, and it's just open-ended, pulling the water into it. So far, this is the fastest process that I've been able to find to pull the water into the hose and get everything cleaned up very quickly. But like I said, my goal this winter is to find the fastest ways possible to clean up all of this water and to be able to work quickly. But I am so thankful for the community that we've been able to develop here on this channel. Anytime I'm doing these videos, I'm trying to share with you guys what works for me in this moment. It may not work for every detail and it may not work for you, but the feedback that you guys present might actually help someone out. So keep commenting, keep sharing what works for you guys in your scenario, because you have no idea how you might be helping someone else out. But clearly we're getting faster. We're being able to tackle heavy dirt that honestly I didn't think was even possible at the beginning of this detail. And now we've been able to clean up all of the mess that we made, but now I can dry and polish the vehicle without having a ton of puddles on my containment mat. Now, even though the customer had said she didn't want me to polish the paint, I still need to do the quickest of polishes with Meguiar's cleaner wax. I'm literally doing one pass with an orange foam pad, and that is all we really need to do to remove the staining. I'm not chasing the oxidation. I'm not chasing swirls and scratches. I'm just trying to clean the paint. I could not release it in this state. After washing it, it actually looked horrible. This way, I can at least bring it back to white, and then we'll put a ceramic sealant down to give it a little bit of protection. Hopefully in the spring, we're going to be able to do a heavier paint correction, and then the customer hopes to bring it every 6 months, so that way we can keep up with maintenance and prevent this staining from occurring on the paint again. Most people think that single stage paint is only on older vehicles, but actually a lot of modern white cars are single stage paint because it's affordable for the manufacturer. But unfortunately, single stage paint does require polishing every few years, if not yearly, just to remove the dead layer of paint that's on the surface and keep it from getting oxidized. So we will probably need to do, if not every year, every other year, a paint enhancement on this vehicle to restore gloss and shine and remove oxidation. Even though due to a limited budget, we weren't able to do a heavy correction to remove the oxidation, we were able to bring back some gloss and shine, and then we added Titan from Phoenix COD as a ceramic sealant just to make maintenance easier and give us a little bit more pop. So we are all done with our Nissan Versa. We actually did have to use a cleaner wax just to get the staining off of the paint. It's not 100%, there's still a lot of oxidation, but you can see this is the mess that we have left on our containment mat. So we went through a ton of water today and it took a lot longer than I wanted. Heavier dirt, it's gonna require it though. We'll figure this out. But today, I feel like we accomplished a lot. This entire detail took about 3 hours from start to finish. About 2 hours for us to do the wash, decontamination, and clean up all of the mess, and about an hour for us to do a super quick paint enhancement. The customer was extremely happy with the end result and plans on coming back every 6 months. Hopefully you guys have been inspired and encouraged with these videos that no matter what temperature it is outside, even if we're detailing in below freezing temps, no drain, no hose, regardless of the level of dirt, we can stay busy, we can stay open, and we can stay profitable. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that notify bell off to the side so that way you don't miss out on any of our future videos. But we'll see you guys in the next detail.